Namaste, a very warm welcome to today's Maitreya. Namaste, Rashmi. I have a dear friend, Rashmi Mohan, today with me in today's platform, today's interview, Maitreya. Well, to introduce Rashmi, well, I can say one thing about her. She's a heart-centric person. Yes, those people who understand what a heart-centric person means, you will understand how Rashmi is. She is literally a person whom you can trust, whom you can go to at any point of time, at 2 a.m. friend. This is what Rashmi is. And I'm extremely happy that she's here today on this show to inspire, to motivate, and to manifest. Yes, Rashmi, a very, very warm welcome to today's program.
Thank you, Smita, and I am honored with the kind of introduction that you gave me. I'm grateful and thank you so much.
Yes, thank you so much, Rashmi, for coming in. Coming to your own journey. Well, to introduce yourself, how would you want your viewers to know more about you? What would you want people to know about you?
That's a big question. I'm yet in the process of finding out who I truly am and who I want to be. But I can start with where I was a couple of years back. I used to be a software professional. I used to work in the corporate. And that journey was going on quite well. And from my childhood years, I had a lot of interest in philosophy. So when everybody used to read fiction, I used to pick up philosophy and read books related to psychology, philosophy. That was my natural inclination. And somewhere as a part of growing up, I stopped doing that. And then I trained myself into a software engineer. I got into the corporate world. As many people do. Yes. I got into the rat race and I managed to run quite well for a couple of years. And after that, there started some sense of unhappiness. Or rather, I would say, in spite of things, everything going very well in my life, I used to feel there is something missing. Yes. At night, when I used to go to bed, in spite of having a so-called very good day, I used to be not happy. I used to be not content with what I was doing.
Okay.
This was the initial phase. But being a rat back then, I managed to push myself quite hard.
Yes, which most of us do. Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. And whatever voices I used to hear from within, I used to say, no, don't listen to that. Don't even go there. Just push yourself and do what the rest of the crowd is doing. Just keep doing that. You'll be fine.
Well,
so I went on.
Yes. You are a certified access consciousness healer. What actually is access consciousness and how did you explore this whole world of consciousness?
Okay. So, this is like a journey. And the next step in that process of putting myself in the rat race, the next was a confusion where, I was not at rest. I was not at peace.
Yes.
There was a lot of confusion inside my mind and my mind became like mad monkey. So there were thoughts racing from, I wouldn't want even to describe what that was. Like it was literally like a mad monkey. True. And then I went around asking people, what can I do? Because slowly my health also started getting affected somewhere.
Yes.
So then I went, I asked around. So people told me, meditate. But in that state of mind, every time I tried to meditate, it would end up in a disaster because I was not even capable of holding my body in one place for 5 minutes. I was in that state. And that was a side effect of the rat race, maybe. True. And so a friend came forward and told me that she's going to conduct a one-day workshop. It was called Access Consciousness, the bars.
Okay.
So I told her I will not be able to come because I have a young child to take care of. So she said this seminar is open for children too. And so I got intrigued. What kind of a seminar, that too a one-day seminar, and that too children are invited.
Exactly.
Because till then all seminars used to be like, like very, very structured. And children in the structure is not possible, right? So that got me intrigued. So I asked my son, he's small. So he said, yeah, let's go. So we went to the thing without having any clue of what it was going to be. But I had an ask within me that, I wanted to change. I wanted to find out what was it that I was seeking for from within. I didn't know what it was, but I knew I was seeking for an answer, seeking for something. I did not even know the question, but I knew I was seeking for a change, something deeper in life. And then I went to the workshop, and then it was like a complete informal workshop. And my friend told me, there are a couple of points on your head, which when gently touched, would cause a lot of change in you. So I was like, and initially when I heard that, I was like, what is she saying? That can't be true. That's too simple to be true. So I was like, okay, anyways, I had gone there. So I said, okay, let me sit through this. And first half, I was like, I really don't want to be here because this sounded too good to be true, too simple to be true. So there I was. And in the second half, they actually teach us how to run bars. So bars are basically points on the head. And the person on which the bars are being run, they just have to lie down flat.
Okay.
And the person who is running the bars will sit behind you, behind your head. And they will just place fingers on your head on certain points, not even pressure, gentle touch.
Okay.
But there are specific points on the head. So I was like, okay. And my friend told me, worst case, you will have a nap. Like you will feel very relaxed. That's the worst case that is possible. No harm. Yes. And that too, it was the worst case. Okay. So I was like, okay, I don't mind sleeping because I knew those people and I felt safe there to, let myself lie down. My son was kind of playing in the other room with all the other participants, and my friend's husband also was a facilitator. So my son was kind of playing with them. So I was not bothered about what is happening there. And I just slept off. And I am not an easy sleeper, especially in places where I do not know first time. I go, even when the bed changes, I don't fall asleep that fast. Like when there is a shift of place and stuff. So I just dozed off. And I woke up after like 1.5 hours when the whole session was over.
What was the feeling when you woke up?
I felt as if, I had slept for like hours together. That too, I had like a deep sleep. That's how I woke up. Like, a little disoriented. Like, where am I? Kind of. That's how I woke up. And then I was thinking, okay, maybe this is it. And then I told them bye-bye. I came back home. And then I didn't think about that much. But 2 days later, I realized that my monkey mind had kind of calmed down.
So when did you think that you need to get certified and you need to take this forward to help others heal themselves? When did you shift the total perception of you being in software industry and then shifting it completely to spirituality and healing?
I kept going to this person repeatedly, at least once in a month. And then by 5-6 months, the change that I saw in myself was so profound. And that too, I was not doing anything consciously. I would just go lie down flat. She would do whatever she is doing, and I would come back. But after that, my mental clutter, it started clearing up. I started becoming very clear-headed. My focus started improving. And then I was like, okay. And I had thyroid issues. This started going away miraculously because I was told that I will have to have medicines lifelong. And this was like reducing. So my dosage was reduced. And with a disclaimer that I am not like wanting to spread this message that anybody having this, and this does not substitute for a doctor's advice. I want to give that disclaimer here.
Yes.
But when my mental space, it started getting calmer, my physical body started showing effects.
True.
And it was so loud that I was like, if this is doing me so much good, and not just me, when I started calming down, everything around me started changing. Correct. My relationships started changing. My workspace started changing. I was at peace with myself. My body, my physical body started healing and, becoming stronger and stronger. My allergies vanished. So I was like, if this is doing so much of blessing, like change in me, then why not learn it and do this to others, help contribute to the world. Because I was, for me, if I have to be convinced about it myself. Yes. Otherwise, I cannot just go on saying something just because I want to. I have to be first convinced. True. Otherwise, I don't do anything. That is like the way I am. Correct. So when I saw so much of changes, I was like, wow. This really helps and this really works.
Correct. Now, coming to the same topic, when you say healing and spirituality, I wouldn't say there are fake healing gurus, or there are people who just fake it at certain point just to establish themselves as somebody superior to a normal human being. How can we, or how can a layman distinguish as to who is authentic and who is not?
I would say it is really difficult.
I know it's a tough question. Yes.
Yeah. And for any kind of a transformation or healing, the first place to look inside is oneself. So the first thing that we all can work upon is learn to trust ourselves, to learn to trust our own instincts. And I would say use our own internal reflexes and our own instincts, and that inner voice, that subtle inner voice that we hear inside, which initially will not be loud enough because we would have, kind of suppressed it for a very long time.
Yes.
Yeah. But once we start listening to that small, subtle voice that comes from within, it will get stronger and stronger. It is like a muscle that we are developing.
Correct. Yes.
So for anything in life, if I want to know if it is for me, I wouldn't even put it fake or true or whatever.
Yes.
But if it is going to work for me, I will feel it from within. I will feel a resonance or a pull towards it from within.
Correct. Yes.
Then I go explore and see, still keep asking, you have a choice. Do you want to do it? I do it to myself.
True.
I take opinion from everybody, but I ask my heart.
Yes.
Is it something that you really want to be? Or is it something that you really want to do?
Correct.
Then if it
starts
resonates,
starts with the self-improvement, self-discovery, self-realization, and that sort.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Now, Rashmi, I do remember you saying the source is you. I mean, the source is each one of us. Well, that's a profound statement to make. Usually, last time when we spoke, after a healing session or after a spiritual guidance session, you do feel so drained out. But then you have made the statement of the source is you. So that definitely makes, a big difference in your mindset, in your perception, as to you're not draining out. In fact, you're having the strength to even take whatever energy or whatever that's coming right in front of you. You are able to heal, you are able to get that message across to the participant. So how did you realize all these things? That, like, yes, the source is in you, we are, part of the divine. And how do you take, your healing sessions?
There are too many questions in this one question.
Yes.
So about healing, I would say the healer and the healed is one. What I mean is the one who is getting healed and the one who is actually healing is the same person. Okay, for example, if I am healing you, the one who is getting healed and the one who is healing, both are you. Okay, and I am just a channel for the healing to happen. So I am not the healer. So I wouldn't call myself the healer. I'm just a channel for the healing to happen.
Well, I think this is really, interesting, because when I spoke to two more people on this show, especially when they talk about healing, they did tell me the same thing, that they are not the healer. They're just a medium to get that energy across. So I think it's profound to understand this concept. It's interesting.
Yes, and the thing is, no healing can happen without the readiness of the person being healed.
Absolutely, yes.
Even if subconsciously the person wants to, come out of whatever the person is going through, whatever the person is feeling or suffering from, it will work because there is an ask from within. But if that ask is not there, then the healing is not going to work because the person is not ready to heal from within. So then I will tell you a very interesting case that I worked with, like in a crisp manner. There was an old lady that I went to help her with her knee pain. And every week I would go there, I would have a healing session with her. Her knee pain would go away or kind of improve drastically. But then by next week, her knee pain would come back. And it was intriguing me, there is some cause, some reason for her to have this knee pain.
Yes.
So I had to talk to her. This was a very interesting and learning session for me also. So every person I work with, I don't say heal, but I work with, they teach me a lot of things.
100%.
So what this lady taught me was, so what I learned from this lady was, she used to stay alone and her children used to stay close by in the same city, but they used to visit her very rarely. Okay, and it's only when she fell ill that her children would come visiting her.
True.
Yes. And so, it was very inevitable for her to not give away her knee pain.
Exactly.
The moment she used to crave for that presence of her children and grandchildren,
and the knee pain would just come back.
Absolutely. Yes. So in technical terms, there's something called psychosomatic.
True.
So your mind wants it and your body unknowingly creates it. So I don't mean to say that the lady is faking knee pain. Knee pain is very true and very real. And she's suffering. But there is a mental reason why she wants to create it.
Absolutely.
So then, I talked to her elder son who had actually brought her to me.
Okay.
So I talked to him and said, this is what is going on with your mother. So if you want, you can work things out.
True.
So he said, okay, let me talk to my brother also. And then they made some setup that, every week they would come visit her. And over the weekend, they kept a maid, full-time maid for her. And over the weekend, they would leave children there along with the children's caretaker.
True.
So she was not physically drained in order to take care of her grandchildren. At the same time, she would get that love and affection, attention.
Correct.
Pain vanished.
Oh my God, it's amazing. To break
amazing,
that down
truly.
to that square one of what is happening in the mind, it's not easy.
Yes.
So
what I would say is awareness of oneself goes a long way.
Yes, 100%. Well, Rashmi, I would want to ask you this. Most women in their mid-30s or maybe 40s, usually they don't know what they want. Do they want family? Do they want to give their 100% to work? Do they want their happiness in whatever they want to do? Would they want to shift? And also in this whole drama, how do they embrace motherhood? Because most women have this misconception of, okay, I am a mother now and I have very limited things that I can do. But to be very frank, motherhood is it takes you to the next level of understanding life, of understanding everything what is happening. What do you want to advise to women who actually don't know how to embrace motherhood?
First thing, my advice to any woman, any person for that matter, is to develop self-love. Okay? That is the crux of everything. If your cup is empty, and as a society, we are always most of us are always taught to put others before us. Exactly. Think of others before us.
Yes. I think most women put the family
we have
first.
A lot of
even in a dinner or in while having lunch, it's like, okay, let the family have, and then maybe if it's okay, I will have it, otherwise I will let them eat it fully, children or husband or...
Absolutely. And we have grown up with a lot of elders, watching a lot of elders do this.
Exactly. Yes, true.
And even in that generation, there were very few people who were not this kind, who would take care of themselves also and take care of others also.
Yes.
But majority were like sacrificing. Yes. And so somewhere subtle, we have got the message that having self-love is selfish. But it is not. It is on the same spectrum. The extreme of self-love may become selfishness, but self-love definitely as such is not selfishness.
You mean to say if a mother is happy in her life, the happiness is going to spread to the family. The happiness, is seen in the family. First, the contentment and satisfaction of being a mom, being truly embracing that phase is important, right?
Absolutely. So first, even before accepting being a mom, if that mom knows to accept herself,
true.
She has a lot of love for herself.
Yes.
And what happens? Love is not an emotion that you can hold within. Absolutely. When there is a lot of love, it automatically overflows.
I am feeling so emotional now. Yes. It's true.
That is the power of love. That is the power of heart.
Yeah, true. When you say a heart-centric person, now I truly realize and understand what exactly this means, Yeah, I was like, okay, heart-centric person, maybe, you wanted to be a cardiologist or something like that, on a lighter note.
Good one.
Yeah. So I think what you're doing is beyond, beyond the physical realms. It's more important for us to understand our own selves and then go into this process of healing others.
Yes.
Well, coming to self-talk.
And one more.
Yes.
Just one more aspect that I would like, since you asked me about women, when one is content from within, it shows in every aspect of your life. So be it your relationships, be it your workplace, because most often then people will know how to say no without hurting others. Such a person will know how to express their feelings without putting the other person in a defense mode.
Absolutely.
So they would be living life effectively and fully.
Yes.
So it is not like, when I am focusing on my work, that I have to, let go of my family. Or when I am focusing on family, I can't have a career. It is not like pick one among those.
Correct.
If we fix this one person from within, everything else will, it's like a jigsaw puzzle. That's why I said, we are the source. Like, I am the source for my life. You are the source for your life.
True.
And the radar, so to say, is the heart.
Yeah, absolutely.
Let your heart show you the way.
So true.
Even for a young mother.
Yes. I mean, it's so nice to talk about each phase, what a woman goes through. We are hard on ourselves at times. Literally.
Extremely.
Yes. I mean, there's a phase where you're pregnant. There's a phase after you give birth. It is like, a set structure of you need to lose weight. You need to look good. You need to take care of the family. You need to prove yourself. In this whole drama, it is like, do you even listen to you? That phase, many of them, have that.
Absolutely.
Are in that phase. Yes.
And people are so unaware even of postpartum depression that happens.
Absolutely.
So even while a lot of young mothers are going through that, neither do they realize nor family around them realize. The full focus is on the newborn, that nobody actually even realizes that there may be something wrong with the mother emotionally. And I have seen a lot of, I have worked with a lot of people where moms have come to me and cried saying, I feel no connection with my baby. Can you please help? Because everybody says I'm supposed to feel connected, like I'm supposed to feel on top of the world. And unfortunately, I don't feel anything. So the mother is feeling so guilty, one, that she feels no love for her child. And then she is in an emotional mess herself without realizing she may be going through something called postpartum depression. Then there is additional family pressure of taking care of the newborn. And then it is very sad to see that state. Because if the family were made aware of what she's going through, a lot of things can be changed.
Yes. So true.
Because it's not just the infant, it is the mother also that who needs care, who needs love and understanding, affection. And once the mother is taken care of, the newborn will automatically be taken care of. That is nature's way.
Yes.
Because when the mother's cup is full, the baby will be loved. There is no other way.
Exactly.
The love will start flowing.
True.
So if there is any problem either with with the connection, affection, or not feeling any emotion, I would really request anybody who is hearing this to please reach out for help. There's nothing wrong with you. There is nothing that you are doing right or wrong, that this is going through. Some people, some of us, we face it.
Yes.
And this is also a part of life, and that also shall pass. But it is very important to seek for help. At least talk to your friends. Talk to people around you. Learn to talk about your emotions.
Absolutely. My God, it is so nice talking to you, subtle aspects of life. We have forgotten to embrace the simplicity, embrace the subtle aspects, which are so beautiful about our life itself. Well, Rashmi, talking about self-talk, what exactly happens when you listen to your voice inside? Some people do say, I don't hear anything, or I don't feel connected. What exactly do you mean by self-talk? Is that gut feeling that we're talking about?
No, it is not the gut feeling that we are talking about. It is a lot of time when we are not speaking, like with our mouth open, there will be a lot of conversations that is going on in our head.
Correct.
Like, for example, I had an argument with somebody, and I am sitting and trying to focus on my work. I may be typing something, but in my head, I'm having a conversation with that person with whom I had a disagreement. And I would be saying, no, you should have said this. No, you should have said that. You should have kept your cool. You should have not lost your cool. Or you shouldn't have gone there at all. So many conversations which are not real, which are happening. It's like background processing. It is happening in the background.
It is a continuous thing that's happening.
Yes. But at the same time, you are trying to do something else. Maybe you are focusing on work. Maybe you're trying to watch TV. Maybe you are chopping something.
Maybe ignoring
maybe fruit, vegetable. Yes. And when people say, I don't feel anything, or I don't know if I'm self-talking, it is because they are not even aware that this thing is going on in the head.
True.
The thing is, one natural tendency is, if I have something which is disturbing me in my head, my next reaction would be to distract myself from it.
Exactly.
So I may either go watch TV, I may talk to a friend, not about it, but about something else. Maybe a new movie that I have watched. Yes. Because I'm so afraid and it is so uncomfortable that I will not talk about it. I will just think that, if I don't think about it, it will go away. So what happens is it becomes self-talk. And even more dangerous is the next stage, where if that self-talk is not addressed, it goes into your subconscious mind.
Yes.
It goes deep down into you. And then every time a similar situation happens, you will pull out this pattern from inside your subconscious. And if, say, suppose a friend, you are having some kind of disagreement, then you will start thinking, oh, maybe this person also will, take advantage of me. Now, everybody takes me for granted. So this may be true, may not be true. But it is coming from a pattern.
Yeah, true.
Yes, from some first experience where somebody might have actually taken this person for granted. But that has hurt the person so very bad that it is gone, even without this person's knowledge, deep into your mind.
Correct. Maybe it's turned into a trauma.
Absolutely. May turn into a trauma. Sometimes what happens is, till something reminds them of this trauma they have gone through, it will lay like silent inside. It will not show its head that it exists.
Yes.
Till something reminds them of a similar thing. It could be smell. It could be an old song.
Correct.
It could be some color. So different people have different triggers for the trauma.
Absolutely. Yes.
So self-talk is that conversation.
Yes, Rashmi, when we are talking to our counselees, I'm talking to you as a counselor. Well, imagine I have a case, I have a person call me, I have a teenager calling me and telling me I don't want to live anymore. I just want to talk to you and I don't think I'm going to live longer. I just want to end all this up. I just want to talk to you for the last time. How do you deal with this? What advice do you want to give to the counselors being in this line of counseling and spirituality?
Every call or every such person is going to be different. So there is no answer which is like kind of applicable to each case that comes, kind of. Yes. But the thing is, one thing we are all trained as counselors is to identify the urgency. If the person who's calling up and saying, next second I am going to, so we have a protocol of reporting it
No, what I'm asking you
the
is, well, you did say one sentence of the source is you. That made a difference to me. You know, when I spoke to you that I'm feeling drained out, I don't feel drained out anymore now. So, what is that profound statement that you're going to tell a person who's on that verge of just breaking it all up and ending everything? That one phone call. What are we going to do as counselors?
first thing is to make a connect to that person, whoever it is,
Absolutely.
and
Yes.
and make the person feel heard. That whatever it is, first, please share whatever you are going through. Please share. I'm really interested in knowing what you're going through.
Yes, I think
what is the struggle? I want to know. Please talk about your struggles. What makes you think whatever you're thinking now? Ask questions, ask open-ended questions so that the person will start talking.
Absolutely. I think open-ended questions is the key.
To you.
Instead of closed-ended, like yes or no, then allow them to open up. And it's very disappointing to know at times that life is so beautiful. Life has so much to offer, but certain times, especially in the phase of 18 to 25, is very crucial. And when I speak to such people, or when I speak to my counselees, sometimes I feel that, you know, they're losing out on the best moments of life.
I personally believe that emotional awareness will go a long way in avoiding such thoughts, such problems, and not just avoiding, it will empower them in order to deal with whatever emotions are coming up from within them.
Yes.
To seek for help, to counsel themselves, and when it is getting out of their hand, to seek for help. For everything, they have to be taught what are emotions, and then how to deal with one's emotions. That is a very, 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 very crucial aspect, which nobody talks about.
Yes, I think it's that emotional quotient. Everybody's worried about the intelligence quotient, even from starting from their preschool years. They're talking about how good the child's IQ is. They're not able to take the failure. They can't take a no. So coming to my next question. Well, this is leading to my next question. Well, I did see how you parent your child. Well, you have a son, and it's amazing to see that you are a wonderful parent, teaching him the subtle aspects and allowing him to grow as beautiful, or as as true to himself. So advice for young parents in parenting the right way.
First thing, there is no right way or the wrong way.
I was expecting this, yes.
And let us come down from the pedestals that we have created for parents, and let us step down from that pedestal and start learning, because it's very difficult when we are put on a pedestal, that we have to always keep up that place of being someone who is superior to them, who is capable of guiding them, okay, but who is capable of deciding for them, it becomes too dangerous.
Yes.
So let us step down and understand that when a child is born, that is the day a parent is also born as a parent.
Absolutely.
So when child is day one, like 1 day old, even the parent is 1 day old. And unfortunately, no child comes with a manual. This is how I am supposed to be operated.
Exactly.
It is never that case. So one thing, the parent can go easy on himself or herself. Tell that this is a learning process. I am willing to learn. I am willing to try, like through trial and error. I'm willing to make mistakes, learn from my mistakes, and it is okay.
Absolutely.
There are too many expectations the society puts on a parent.
Yes.
And no parenting style is applicable for one.
It's different.
Or one parenting one parenting style is not applicable for all children.
True. Yes.
So the parenting has to be tailor-made to every child.
Yeah. Yes.
So the crux is for the parent to observe the child and find out what works for the child.
Do you advise, having a quality time every day with the child, just sitting and before going to bed, just allowing the child to talk instead of, having a conversation where they're expecting this, they're expecting that, and it's more of a closed-ended conversation like that. Usually they start with the open-ended questions, but ultimately it is like, no, you have to do this, you've got to study this, you got to do this. And the parent is also stressed, the child is also stressed and feeling guilty for not getting the marks or not fulfilling the expectation. So what are the 3 golden rules that a parent should follow or must, have this in mind before they even talk to the child?
One golden rule, not 3, one golden rule is for the parent to be able to talk effectively to anybody, to communicate effectively to anybody. The parent has to be in a calm state of mind.
Yes.
So same applies when the parent is going to have a conversation with the child. The parent has to first do some practice. It could be different for different people. It could be something as simple as a workout, or maybe a good yoga practice, or maybe yoga followed by a process of mentally calming down yourself, maybe meditation, whatever it is. Maybe taking a walk in the nature, something. So first, the parent can calm down himself or herself, ground himself or herself, and then go talk to the child.
Absolutely.
And ask the child how his or her day has been. Instead of going and speaking to them, make them speak.
Yes.
So that gives the parent a glimpse into their inner world, like what is going on in their world.
And not reacting very, very harshly on things where, the child will close up immediately.
Absolutely. So that was the next point I was about to say. Sometimes when you talk, when your child is talking to you, very often something very disturbing may come up. And our reflex would be to, even without thought, bring in all our
why did you do this? How did I expect that? This.
Yes, even I am guilty of doing that. But most often what I try to do is I catch myself. When I know that, it is disturbing me from within, I catch myself. Then I take the conversation to some other territory, gently guide it to some other territory for that day. And then I continue the conversation. I don't talk to him about it that very day, but then I take time to first process what is going on inside. Yes, absolutely.
Yes.
First, I need to figure out what about that which he shared is disturbing me. Because knowingly, unknowingly, he's managed to press some button within me.
Yes.
So I have to first figure out what exactly is going on inside me, so that, I can separate my emotions from what he said. Otherwise, what is going to happen is, based on what button he pressed inside me, how do I put it? Okay. In simpler ways, if my glasses are blue tinted, everything that I see will be blue tint. If my glasses are yellow tinted, everything will be yellow. So my emotions that he has managed to evoke are something like that. So when I am seeing what he shared through those lenses of emotions, what happened? I see it only in that. It may not be what he's shared, but my emotions are giving it a different tint.
Correct.
So I am not even like logically relating to what he said. I'm emotionally reacting to what he said.
Absolutely. Makes so much sense. Yes, if you look at the other perspective, I think there is no bad student or a bad child like that. It all depends on the grooming, the upbringing. Yeah, no child is born bad. No child is born, evil.
Nobody.
Yeah.
Nobody.
True.
And when it has to do with the experiences one has gone through in his or her life, however small it is. Like even a 1-year-old child has gone through like womb experiences plus that 1 year of his journey that is in this life. Yes. So that itself, all those whatever has happened will contribute definitely to the way the child thinks about the world.
True.
So now when we are talking about a 5th grader or a 6th grader, they definitely have a lot of experiences. The bank is full of experiences.
Yes. True.
It could be from people, it could be from media, it could be from books, it could be from friends, it could be from teachers.
External sources, yes.
Absolutely.
But the most significant point that you made today was allow them to speak and don't react. That is like opening a book and also trusting them that whatever they're saying is true. That's more important as a parent, to allow the child to talk.
Absolutely. And having said that, I also know, being a parent, that it is not easy. The first thing that comes is that emotional reaction, and it takes practice. So if tomorrow you hear this conversation and you go and you snap at your child, please don't go down that guilt trip of, oh, what did I do? Why did I do? I shouldn't have done that. Please don't do that. Be gentle on yourself and say, I am learning. This is a new thing.
Yes.
So let me learn.
True.
Even I can keep baby steps when I'm learning.
Also, one profound statement what you made was, when the child is born, the child is a day old and the parent also is a day old. So that is a profound statement, Rashmi. Well, what exactly is the meaning of success according to you?
If tonight I can sleep peacefully and I feel a sense of I have done something worthwhile with my life today. I'm not talking about my past. I am not even talking about what I did in the morning. But if that moment when I'm sleeping, if I feel okay, I have done something worthwhile, that is success for me for that day.
Wow. Yes.
Because to have reached here, I have done a lot of blunders in my past.
Everybody,
like
it's a journey.
Other person.
Yes.
It's like any other person. So now if I go to beat up myself thinking about what I did in my past, it is not going to help.
Correct.
It is rather I'm kind of digging a hole for myself.
True. And you're not allowing that fact to settle down or forgive and forget and move on.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So for the healing to happen, yes. For the healing to happen, first acceptance should come. That I am also a human being. I can also make mistakes. I can also become emotional. I am not the perfect person for anybody. I am also learning. So that is where I said self-love will come in.
Correct. True.
And it is a journey. That is the first step. Self-love is the first step.
Yes.
And another thing that really works and is quite effective is living in the now.
Living in the present, living in the now.
Yes. Yes. So this second, am I worried about something? No. Am I comfortable? Yes. Do I have a roof over my head? Yes. I am hungry. Am I hungry? No. So this moment, am I happy? Yes.
You feel so full listening to this, right? You're not worried about what happens 10 years down the line. Have I made enough investments? Have I made enough assets? What is my retirement plan going to be? How are my children going to take care of me? And everything, when you talk to people, they are like having a whirlpool of thoughts. Like, it's really important to stay in the present, stay in the now, to feel that contentment. Well, Rashmi, is there a difference between success and happiness? How do you see both aspects?
It is different it is how you comprehend it to be.
Well, I know so many successful people who are not happy. So-called who are not happy.
Yes. So the question here boils down to what is success for them and what is happiness for them.
Correct.
Somewhere people have misunderstood or misidentified, misapplied that when I am successful, it comes at a cost. Which need not be true for them. They can definitely rework it out and create a balance in their lives, because it is the unbalance that creates unhappiness. So success, when you say, it might be in one area in their life, say maybe in career, or people who are really successful with having a good family life, their career may be somewhere here. Or people who are like very rich, but having a lot of health issues. So we see when we call success, it's most often in one area of life. And it is the imbalance that makes us unhappy. So to make it like short and crisp, if we work on creating a balance with all aspects, that is important to that individual. So if I'm talking about me, first I identify what are the areas of my life that is important to me, because that is different for every individual depending on their life experiences.
There is no set or defined definition for success and happiness. Like, only if you're a CEO of a company, or if you're really good in your career, or you're famous, or you have a lot of money, that doesn't mean, there is a framework for success and happiness.
Absolutely. But for some people, that is being successful.
Yes, absolutely. Yes.
True. And for them, it is true. So every person has their own truth based on their value system and what they value. So even when we are working with individuals, we find out what is that they want in life, and then work towards creating a balance with that.
Very, very well said, Rashmi. Yes.
Yeah, it can be like individual specific strategies and goals. Because every individual is unique and is truly gifted. Absolutely. Every individual is a wonder created by the creator.
Why do you want to compare yourself to somebody else when you yourself are unique, to this planet? So the minute we understand that, I think there's a lot of questions answered there.
Absolutely. And there is enough for everybody.
Universe is abundant.
Absolutely. Just because one person has more does not mean the other person, because the one person has more, the other person is going to have less. That is the way we think.
Yes.
But universe may not be thinking like that, like a human thought.
Exactly. There's much, much more. available. Well, Rashmi, I don't want to let you go. My God, this conversation has been so wonderful. Literally, it started off with a lot of self-care, healing, self-talk, parenting, emotional quotient, a lot of aspects which is so important in life, where we have totally ignored in this whole rat race, in this whole process of making it big. I think I would thank the universe for today's talk. Thank the universe for connecting me to you. You've been such a blessing, I must say. Like I told in the beginning, a 2 a.m. friend, or, I can pick up the phone and talk to you about anything, like, what I'm feeling. That kind of trust, to gain that kind of trust is not easy. So I am indebted. I am thankful. I'm really feeling blessed to have you in this platform. I'm sure my viewers also would agree. They have gained a lot of insights, from today's Maitreya. Who better than you for today's story? Own your story. You have owned your story very well. Also, you have helped others also to own their story in life. Thank you so much for coming, Rashmi. Thank you.
I want people, whoever are struggling in their lives,
Yes.
I want them to know that there is a phase where everybody goes through that. You are not alone in the struggle. Please reach out, please talk to people. There may be people who can help you out with it. Because there were phases when I have gone through a lot of struggles, really deep struggles. And fortunately, people were brought to me who helped me, who really helped me transform.
There is something called what you're seeking is seeking you, right?
Absolutely, absolutely. So in my experience, even if I don't open my mouth and ask somebody, like literally, but if there is that strong ask inside me to myself that, show me a way, be it God, be it universe, be it whatever, the source, the creator, ask, truly ask that, I'm struggling. And it is okay. Everybody goes through a struggle. Like most of the people goes through the struggle. I also had to go through a lot of struggle, but eventually there is light at the other end of the tunnel, and there is help. You are never ever alone.
True.
So please know that I want every single person who's hearing this to know that, you are not alone. Even when you think you are not.
Absolutely. Yes, that is so true. It's been such a motivation and such an inspiration talk today, and also allowing, the viewers to embrace themselves and tell them that this life is worth living. It's a beautiful life. Stop comparing, stop cribbing for whatever you don't have. So what you have is what you're blessed with, Yes, thank you, Rashmi Mohan, for coming in today. It's been a pleasure.
I am so grateful to you, Smita, for holding this conversation, for holding this space. And yeah, thanks to the source that, I was put today in this place in front of you, so that I could spread whatever message that he wants me to spread, he, she. Thank you so much.